YouTube is a great resource if you don't have a lot of money and you're just starting out and you want to be noticed. And it has really catapulted a lot of people to sometimes become really famous. And you have some people who started making videos and they just sort of become really popular, or they become well known, or maybe they don't want to be famous, but it has helped a lot of people. So YouTube has some positive uses, but it also has some negative uses that have happened. Like all the time, you'll see videos being posted of different political debates and opinions and different issues. And you'll have even people who will, to make themselves feel better about themselves or build themselves up, they will say some mean things to other individuals over the internet. And so you'll have a lot of bullying with other YouTube people. And a lot of times you'll have what they call this trolling, where people will start looking at your videos or your blogs, and they go to the videos and blogs often to try to pull out bits of information about the individual that they're trying to target maliciously. And so I've seen, personally, what I've seen on YouTube is I've seen plenty of videos where people have tried to bash people, or they've tried to target people for whatever the reason. And it's crazy. It's not just one group of people doing it either, and it's not just one gender of people doing it. Sometimes it can be people from the same groups or the same gender that belittle one another back and forth. I've seen one YouTuber, and you may know who this is. I'm not gonna say any names, but I seen one YouTuber where he was supposed to make a video about black women and them being single and not having any father in the home. And the video he was supposed to make, it turned out that he was collecting money from YouTube people that were followers of him. And what ended up happening, it was said that he didn't use the money for the film that he claimed that he was going to make, that what he was doing was pocketing the money. And it was sort of like a scam, like they have on the GoFundMe page, where people will say that they have some kind of terminal illness, and they'll have all this outpouring of support, and they'll have like a lovely um, bio of themselves and photos. It could be of somebody else who died of cancer, and they'll lie and say they're, with some kind of fatal illness, and they have like only hours to live. They beef it up so that they can get money, and then they wind up pocketing the money, and they're using the money for whatever their own personal use. And so this was a similar thing. This guy, he was really popular on YouTube. He probably still is. I haven't seen or heard from him, but I didn't really like some of the things that he put out, because a lot of it was really mean, and it was almost as if he hated his own culture. He hated black people, and he himself is black. And so he would almost always post really nasty videos about black females. So he had mentioned in one of his videos that he had a bad upbringing in childhood, and someone in his family, a female, had treated him really rotten. So he took to the airwaves of YouTube to post all of his hate towards black females, as if all of the whole, as a whole, the group all were responsible for his bad upbringing. So I've seen videos where people will say black women destroyed the black community, or black males destroyed the black community, and they won't go into any like deep details. They just, they might go into detail about how they hate a particular individual, but they don't really have any proof to back it up because it really isn't true. And and when you think about the historical and systematic racism that has been dealt to black people as a whole, you can't really blame black males and black females. Now, what you can blame is the bashing between one another and the hatred and all of the things that are now developing, with people not being responsible for taking care of children, things that are immediately happening in households, and people that are not serious individuals. I've also seen videos where there's some group called EggToe. I've seen a BwegToe. I've seen some other videos where a woman, she's on regular, she's popular, and she'll always use the phrase evil albinoids, and she'll call white people evil albinoids, and she says that almost in all her videos. So, but she'll turn around and spew anger and frustration towards black people. She's black herself, but she'll say, "Oh, black conscious people, shut the F up," and she seems like a very bright individual, but she uses her brightness in a way to kind of be um, mean towards, and abrupt towards other people. Then I've seen some people who they have like really good videos about lots of different debates and political topics and what have you, but they seem to hinge on how they dislike feminists and how they dislike, black females, or it'll be either or. And you'll see almost all the time people, and they may come from a really well to do background, or maybe not, or maybe they just have been educated really, really astute, or they have books that they've written. And I'm not saying that all these individuals are dumb, but some of the things that they do come off as extremely rude. They'll post a lot of lies about a particular group that they dislike because of something that they were traditionally taught from, maybe while they were growing up, or from a religious group or whatever, and maybe they're deeply rooted in religion, so they have a deep hate for particular groups. There's lots of woman hating, feminist hating, gay bashing, black male bashing, profiling, race hating. There's whites who will post things about how they hate, black people. And there's this one guy, I can't think of his name, and I won't say it even if I know it, but almost all his videos are about how black people are, something is wrong with them, or they're committing crimes. And he's not the only one there. I've seen some other videos like that with white people constantly posting it. So rudeness is the weak person's imitation of strength. So a lot of times people feel like by doing these things is lifting them up and building up their egos, and they'll have a following. They'll have a group of people who really will contribute and pay money because they want to hear what they're saying. And then the crazy part about it too, I've seen that, there'll be like maybe a white male that'll post all this hate stuff towards blacks, but his followers will be black males, and they'll pay into this talk as long as it isn't about them, if it's about black females. But when it's about them, if it's about black males, then they get upset and they get offended. But I said, I'm thinking to myself, you're supporting someone whom you like it when he talks about something that you might have had a bad relationship, so you think all black women are, the way this one person treated you, which is not true, and you're angry, and so you're spewing your anger, and you're feeding into this guy, but he doesn't like you either because you still happen to be part of the black culture. You're black yourself. So even though you're not female, you're still black, and he posts videos about how he hates blacks. And all his videos, almost every one of them talks about what black people have done to white people. I'm not rude. I just speak what everybody else is thinking. So there'll be like videos where certain individuals will say, "Oh, I'm just honest. I just say what's on my mind. You can't fault me for saying what's on my mind." A whole bunch of people feel the same way, and it's not true. They may have a group of people that follow them, but that doesn't mean everybody agrees with everything that they say. Especially if it's trying to kill and harm somebody. And I'll see videos where people will post weapons, or they'll post at how they're going to kill blacks, or how they're going to kill whatever group of person that they dislike. So I find it to be a huge problem. And I question the sanity of these individuals, even though they may have went to school or college. But if they're posting how they want to kill people and eliminate people, I would question the sanity of them.